Indeed, Gordon. Well, it's good to be back with my wonderful cameraman. The captains at the moment exchanging glances and hands. Referee for this afternoon's game is Mr. Derek Dye. And the Corinthians fielding a full-strength side following their terrific win yesterday, 5-1 in the AFA Senior Cup. The Carthusians, unfortunately, one or two changes from their team yesterday, with Mr. Godby and Mr. Walker unavailable due to prior commitments. I understand news from the Carthusian dressing room is that they have only 10 men at present. One player, his Ferrari, apparently is broken down on the M1, but an aeroplane has been sent out to pick the dear boy up. Looks as though the Corinthians have won the toss, with Tony Smith looking sophisticated, suave and debonair in this Maradona, Diego, Wally type attitude. Referee checking with his linesman. Local time here at Gay Dawn, Kent, is 2:44. The ball's passed back. Ronald Billings knocking it wide to Trevor Larkin. Back to Simon Gins. Gins, the long ball up, trying to find Bullen. Bullen beaten there. Ball knocked out. Corinthian throw. Bullen. Larkin. Ball goes to Ronald Billings, through to Andy Billings. Andy Billings, Ronnie Bullen, Tony Sitford there encouraging his mentors, shall I say, or potential mentors. Keith Ellis, the Carthusian keeper. Ball's not there. Unfortunately, there are no numbers on our Carthusian shorts, and from the height of this commentary position, it's very difficult to distinguish who are ants and who are humans. Bill Glover there, oh, but Bill North rather, dispossessed. Chance for Andrew Chinnery to show his speed. Well cut out there by, looks like Jeff Pride on that flank. Bonds, having a shot, well wide, keeper under no trouble. Kicks taken. Fine skills there. Larkin, back to Yin. Clive Billings calling for it. An early touch for Kevin Wood. A long kick by Kevin Wood. Finds Andy Billings. Control well under pressure there. Ronald Billings looking to put Trevor Larkin away. Larkin with space down his right flank. Gins overlapping. Superb overlapping there. Knock across by Simon. And the ball breaks out to Clifford. Clifford knocking it in, looking to get Bullen away. The ball goes out for a goal kick. Now we saw some fine skills by Simon Gins, this import from Gravesend and Northfleet. Jogging back into his position. In fact, there we have the manager of Gravesend and Northfleet, who gained a fine victory at Bangor yesterday, 1 goal all, Tony Sipford. Not Wall, Alan Stewart, left wing. Clifford cuts it out easily. Ball breaks for Bullen, goes out for Bullen, a quick throw for Tony Smith. Possible advantage there, but referee whistles for a free kick to the Corinthians. Looks as though that could have been Carlo Cominos, or Comninos. I'm afraid, dear boy, I can't pronounce your name terribly well. Smith with a free kick to the far post. Ronald Billings is up. Carthusians breaking out. Grant Nudd, under no pressure, knocks it back to Kevin Wood. Again, a deep punt under Bullen. Andy Billings trying to get Bullen away, a little bit too fanciful there. Ronald Billings showing terrific flair there and ingenuity. Ronald Billings putting Trevor Lorcan away wide on this right flank. There's space in the middle there. Bullen. Again, Bulling showing considerable speed off the mark there to beat his marker. Smith's throw in, knocked out there. It looked as though it was in fact the Mike Doggett. No, it wasn't Mike Doggett at all. A lot of rubbish, that actually, come to think of it. In fact, it looks as though it might have been Mr. Easton there. Ronald Billings, somewhat forceful in his challenge there, a little physical in nature, but it is a physical contact sport after all, so we're happy with it. Ellis with the free kick. Again, Ronald Billings is up. Tony Smith a chance. Tony Smith just a yard too short. And it looks as though the other Carthusian player has just arrived this second, going into the changing room, so it looks as though in a matter of minutes the Carthusians will be up to full strength. Tony Smith battling well there, conceding the throw. A throw. Carlo throws it deep. A chance for the Carthusians. Combination of Kifford and Nudd there, the older members of this team. Good. Oh my goodness gracious me, what a terrible mistake by Grant Nudd. Simon Gins helping him out. The ball breaks into the centre. Some fine skills there by the... Looked as though it might have been Mr. Doggett, but again, I'm not too sure. Andrew Chinnery there, well beaten. Looks as though it's Mr. Pride who was doing the decent thing there. Smith is under it. The ball breaks. A chase for Simon Gins. Knocks it back to Kevin Wood. Well there. A good call there by Kevin Wood. Clifford unable to find his man. Well cut out there. Wasn't sure who it was. Might have been Mr. Glover, but again, numbers not available. Well, I'm not sure what he was trying to do, but it didn't work out, whatever it was. Rifled down the middle. Ball breaks. Carthusian right flank. Again, the older statesmen, Messrs. Nudd and Clifford, snuffing out the Carthusian attack. Clifford had judged to have impeded his man by way of his boot. Was it? My cameraman has in fact corrected me. It was Mr. Nudd who was responsible for that. So it's Pride with the free kick. The ball breaks out. Again, several people offside. Messrs. Stewart and Herbert Smith, who was up in the attack, I think. Harry Chinnery fails to control. Clive Billings nutmeg there. Simon Gins covering across and knocking it out for the throw. Carthusians beginning to play a bit of football. Though it must be said, the Corinthian defence looks somewhat lethargic, both mentally as well as physically. Carlo. Martin Herbert Smith there helping out. A chance for Tony Smith to run, a chance for Tony Smith. Oh, he weak through pass there. He only had to pass for Andrew Billings to slot home the first Corinthian goal. A good run nonetheless. Jeff Pride under some pressure. Finds his man. Again, Lorcan so strong in midfield. Mr. North, it looks as though knocking away to Alan Stewart. Stewart on the ball. Andrew Chinnery coming all the way across. Clive Billings looking to put John Bullen away. Ball breaks. The referee appears to have given an indirect free kick. That's what the signal is. It can only be obstruction. It seems a very strange decision indeed. In my capacity as a qualified referee, I consider it a strange decision. Smith with a free kick. Clifford. Larkin with a shot. Clifford adjudged to be offside, though I don't think sitting on his backside really can be interfering with play. 3, 4, yeah. So a full-strength Carthusians. Ronald Billings, was he tripped or did he push? For Carthusians, a chance to go ahead. A shot, oh, just past the upright there. A fine attack there. Looked it might have been Mr. Stewart. Simon Gins. Chance for Tony Smith. Tony Smith taking them on. A fine ball by Ronald Billings. What is Andrew Chinnery playing at? Andrew Chinnery, a snapshot, all just over the crossbar. From the restart. Again, Ronald Billings challenging. Has to be a Corinthian ball, and indeed it has been awarded. The linesman right on the spot. Oh, Bonzi's ball. Carlo Comninos, I presume it's pronounced, but we have to get clarification of this. Just cutting Tony Smith out. Ronald Trevor Larkin there, finding Andy Billings. Andy Billings under some pressure. A superb knock to the far post there. And I think the referee has adjudged Andrew Chinnery for pushing his man there. Poor goal kick, only as far as Andrew Chinnery. Nudd dispossessed there. Clive Billings so strong in the tackle. Again. Fine skills by Ronald Billings, attacking this Carthusian defence. Ball bobbling on this otherwise flat surface. An inkling of offside there. Again an inkling of offside. This time the linesman in line with play, awarding the free kick in midfield to the car. Clive Billings with a free kick. It's a weak one. And again, Simon Gins beaten, but the ball breaks for Kevin Wood. Looks as though Bullen was pushed in the back there, referee unsighted. Too late there. Again, Gins dwelling on the ball. Alan Stewart, the left wing, cutting down this left flank. Clive Billings losing his feet. Grant, Nudd covering across. The Corinthians' defence looking a little shaky. John Bullen, some fine skills on the ball. Again, Tony Smith showing him that pace, but unfortunately insufficient. A goal kick has been awarded. Ronald Billings adjudged to advantage his man in the back there. Looking to put Stewart away. Simon Gins. As far as Trevor Larkin. Ball goes for a Carthusian throw. Jerry Schofield there. Bill North showing some fine skills. Kevin Wood, fine call in the Corinthian goal.
Let's get halfway line, come on. Halfway line, lads.
It's a hell of a kick there by Kevin Wood. A shot there. Andrew Chenry's following up, and it's a goal, yes. Some 15 minutes into the game, a 25-yard shot, but Ronald Billings only parried by the keeper, Mr. Keith Ellis, and Andrew Chenry roaring in from the left flank, slotting it home to put the Corinthians 1 goal ahead. Bill North showing some fine skills. Again, the ball rifled down the centre of the Corinthian. Again, a lack of indecision, or rather, a plethora of indecision in the defence. Ronald Billings adding a calming influence. The ball rolled out to Trevor Lorkin. Trevor Lorkin attacking this defence. The ball just not finding the man. Again, there's no calling from the Corinthians here. Johnny Bullen unable to organise that attack. Jerry Schofield knocking the ball down the Corinthian right flank. Again, Carlo Komnenos rolling it out.
Bring. Now you make yourself available, John. That's the forcing time. Go on.
Johnny Bullen trying to be too intricate. Green ball.
Now make your run, Sonny. Now make your run.
Again, a Corinthian throw. Johnny Bullen, centre, not finding anybody, goes through innocuously to the Carthusian keeper. Again, a lack of height there by Gins. Clifford cutting it out. Superb ball wide to Lorkin. Ronald Billings, his first mistake of the game. Some fine acceleration there. Oh, a cynical South American style foul there. And then a derision from the benches down there, the uninitiated, the uninformed. And so the well-manoeuvred free kicks, the well-worked free kicks, the well-organised free kicks had to be taken. Ronald Billings with the ball to Tony Smith. He fires it in. Oh, a fine save there by Keith Ellis, who only seen it very late indeed. Very well saved there. Tony Smith rifling a shot to the bottom right-hand corner as we look at the goal, only to be foiled by some fine keeping. Andrew Chenry with the corner to the near post. The ball breaks out. Ronald Billings, an overhead kick, wide to Johnny Bullen. Johnny Bullen with his back to the goal. Johnny Bullen not giving, or rather Simon Gins not giving Bullen a chance. Carlo Komnenos with the ball. Clifford only as far as the edge of the area. Andrew Billings back in defence. No, ball's never going to reach the attack. And sure enough, breaks back to the Carthusian keeper. Clive Billings. Jerry Schofield on the ball. Alan Stewart knocking it back to Simon Easton. Grant Nudd straight back to his keeper, firmly knocked. Chance for Tony Smith, dispossessed. Ball just not reaching. Again, Ronald Billings' pass, not reaching his man. Ronald Billings with space to manoeuvre. Rifles in a shot, some 35 yards out, only to be defied by the fact that the goal is only 8 feet high and not the usual 10 feet high that we often have in the opposition's end. And as usual, RJ Billings, unable to take his usual position on the bench, has to wander around, has to keep moving. The hero of many a titanic struggle in the 1900s, the 1800s. Some would even say the 1700s. Ball breaks for a Corinthian throw. Jerry Schofield. Knocked wide there to... Looks as though there's an offside in the midfield. Andrew Billings. His pass not being picked up. Again, suspicions of offside. Kevin Wood, reluctant to take an early kick. Again, an excellent kick. Trevor Lorkin overlapping. Kyle Komanos having a fine game on the Carthusians' left flank. Simon Gins's cross going behind the goal. The game some 25 minutes old, the Corinthians still leading 1-0. Clifford, an element of foul play coming into the gentleman's back. Ball's not wide, Tony Smith. Possible line ball. Oh, Bullen calling it for an inside. The ball goes for the Carthusian throw. Stewart. Ball's knocked wide, a chance for the Carthusians. The man free on the left. Trying to work a 1-2, a chance for the Carthusians. How they didn't score must defy credibility. Andrew Chinnery put away well by Jim Clifford. A chase for Chinnery. Chinnery chasing. Nobody in the middle. Yes, Andrew Billings is in the middle. But the ball breaks innocuously to the keeper. Elements of obstruction there in the penalty area. Little Andy Billings, diminutive but oh so skillful. From the restart. Grant Nudd dispossessed. Clive Billings coming across. Unable to control it. Again, Grant Nudd having a distressing opening half hour in this game. I can tell you, phoned up. Yeah. Ronald Billings spreading it wide, really opening up this game.
Good ball, Jim.
Andrew Chinnery unable to control it. This really isn't very good football. Andrew Chinnery rushing around like a little terrier. Ronald Billings again. Terry Schofield. Rifled in to Johnny Bullen. Tony Smith turns on his man. Shadowed well there. Again, fine skills there by Lorkin and Smith, but Lorkin snatching at that centre. The game 30 minutes old. Still just the one goal separating the teams. Tony Smith looking to get his cross in. Well cut out there by Kylie Konginos. And the ball goes for a corner. Smith with the corner. Jim Clifford finding Johnny Bullen, who was no more than a yard offside. Smith finding Gins, firing it in. And again to no avail. But still just the one goal to show for it. Superb volley by Jim Clifford, putting Chinnery away. Chinnery beats his man. Three men in the middle. Again, a lack of decision there. Grant Nudd. Jerry Schofield dispossessed by Grant Nudd. Johnny Bullen on the ball. Weak play there by John Bullen. Simon Gins knocks it back to the keeper. Little variation being shown by Kevin Wood in his punt so far, all being rifled down the centre of the pitch. To date, to no avail.
Hold it, Tony. You've got options. Keep going, Simon. Go on. Corner.
Corner given.
Simon. Go on. Give a short one, quick. Look at them all running. Give it to him. Well played.
Some fine skills being shown by Simon Gins and Tony Smith there. The ball breaking for a corner, this time on the left flank for the Corinthians. My cameraman only just managing to stay awake at the moment. Grant Nudd knocking it wide to Simon Gins. Trevor Lorkin, adjudged to be offside, could only be in a matter of inches. Ronald Billings showing he's the boss, not the referee of this game. Johnny Bullen challenging well there, and winning the challenge indeed. Looking to put Andrew Chinnery away. Ball breaks for a throw. Tony Smith knocking it through to Andy Billings. Andy Billings On the ball, in back seals it. Oh, flamboyant West Indian skills there by Andy Billings. Tony Smith showing terrific determination. Trevor Lorkin. Trevor Lorkin, again the Corinthians refusing to shoot. Alan Stewart. Straight down the middle. Fine call there by Clive Billings. Kevin Wood roaring out and Farmers weakling it straight to the halfway line. A sandwich there by the Corinthians. Full chance. A terrific save by a combination of the keeper and the crossbar. Referee now whistling for, in fact, an infringement following that. And an incredibly hard shot, hammered in from 12 metres. After all, we are in the EEC now, 12 metres out. Tony Smith. Andy Billings showing terrific strength there. Chance for Ronald Billings. He rifles it in to no avail. High, wide and handsome. Well, certainly high and wide. Andy Billings looking to put John Bullen away. Johnny Bullen finding Tony Smith. Tony Smith. A superb volley by Bullen, rebounding off the Carthusian defenders. Bill North. Mike Doggett. Kai Connors only deflecting the ball. What was Johnny Bullen? Should have laid it off really there, trying to be too skillful. Kai Billings. Grant Nudd, knocking it wide. Tony Smith. Chance for Johnny Bullen to run. A lot of kicking going in the corner flag. Goes out for a goal kick. 25. Just 5 minutes left of this first half, which, as usual, time will draw a neat veil over the events of the first 40 minutes. James Clifford knocking the back. Looks like it's Bill North. Jim Clifford, accused yesterday by the secretary of the AFA as being the only bad taste player from the Corinthian Football Club playing in yesterday's fixture, which, as I stated earlier, the Corinthians ran out winners, easy winners, by 5-1. Anyway, back to this match. A lot of appealing there by the Carthusians, hoping that browbeating and cajoling will give them a decision. Unfortunately, not so. Clive Billings showing that he can dance with the best of them. Jim Clifford looking to put Tony Smith, a superb ball for Tony Smith, who dummies once and then is unable to make the centre. Bill North.
Now be patient.
Shot fired wide. And here behind us on the practice pitch we have the dapper and sophisticated, the suave and debonair chairman of the Corinthian Football Club, wearing his hellish, nifty tracksuit. Also we have Stephen Billings, at present injured and unavailable for comment or commitments, together with the first team substitutes Messrs Tremaine and Green, the only to sleep at the same time. Back to reality on the first team pitch. Clive Billings playfully kicking his man in the shin. Trevor Lorcan giving him the ball. The Corinthians are playing this game as the side as half pace. Mike Doggett. Chance for Tony Smith to show his speed and ability, his skill and ingenuity. Well, Billings to Tony Smith linking well. Tony Smith, quite honestly, hacked down in a ruthless gladiator-style attack. And the referee whistles for half-time. According to the watch, 2 minutes early. Tony Smith still down following that late and vicious challenge by the Carthusian. Looks like this might have been the central defender, but anonymity is again the shield. So there's the skipper, Andy Billings. His side winning 1-0 at the moment. So hopefully the second half will herald the beginning of the end, the finale of this fanatical opposition put up by the Carthusians. Carthusians straight into the attack, looking for the fastest goal in the second half, to no avail. Simon Gins knocking it wide. Trevor Lorcan. Lorcan in space. The ball breaks. Tony Smith. Oh, narrowly wide there by Tony Smith. Going to that far corner. And the ball goes for a goal kick. Thank you very much. My cameraman informed me that we are in fact on. Trevor Lorcan adjudged to have handled that. Simon Easton looks though he's taking the kick. Grant Nudd missing that ball. Lorcan. Randy Billings. Jim Clifford disappointed with his pass there. Jeff Pride taking the throw. Clive Billings, so solid. A free header there for the Carthusians. The sun now beating down remorselessly onto the fevered brows of the 22 players. Andy away. Andrew, wide to James Clifford. James Clifford, unable to curl it round. Appears to have injured himself slightly. Referee sportingly calling a halt to proceedings as James Clifford is attended to by the trainer, Keith Lorcan. Looks though he's taken a nasty knock on his ankle, but no doubt he kicked the ground, warming up. So it's a bounce ball on the centre circle. Ronald Billings, hack 'em all, Ronald Billings. Simon Easton. Stewart on the ball. Joey Schofield scything through. Clive Billings. Andy Billings does all the clever stuff and then misses out. Bill North on this left flank. Grant Nudd tackling him well. North with the corner. Andy Billings yahooing it upfield. Clive Billings jumping well. Ronald Billings to Trevor Lorkin. Ronald Billings getting the ball first. Tony Smith. A fine overlap by Simon Gins. Gins on the ball with men to aim for. Tony Smith's header just going wide. So it looks like David Tremaine's going to get his first touch of first team football. David Tremaine, so ably coached and managed in the second team, now getting his chance in the first team. Yet another player who has been stolen from the twos. Tony Smith showing no signs from that knock he received at the end of the first half. David Tremaine is playing on the left wing, it looks as though, with Andrew Chinnery dropping back into left midfield where James Clifford was. A fine goal there by the Carthusians. It was again coming down the Corinthian left flank. I'm not sure who scored. Could well have been Lee Walton. Looks like he's playing in centre of midfield. Again, it was weak defending. So it's, after 50 minutes play, score is Corinthians 1, Carthusians 1. A fundamental lack of earnest about the Corinthians play at the moment. Trevor Lorkin, a fine run, ball going out for a Corinthian corner kick. A fine header there by Clive Billings, straight to the keeper. Ellis bowls it out. Mike Doggett looking to put the ball through. Lorkin. David Tremaine, a chance for his first touch. Simon Easton. Again, the passing of the Corinthians. Tony Smith winning a ball that should never have been. David Tremaine showing some terrific speed there. Again, there was a late tackle there. Chinnery, looks like it was a foul throw. Really, Tony Smith should have knocked it back, but again, a superb demonstration of speed and agility there by Tony Smith. Superb ball by John Bullen. Fine defending there. Andrew Chinnery. Simon Gins passing, lacking finesse this afternoon for the most part. And there's some confusion there. The player was adjudged to be an offside, but the ball, I think, in fact, did break from one of the Carthusian players. And in fact, I see the local constabulary have been called in to stave off these incidents. Lorks Lummy, it's the bill. Fair cop, Garv, you've got me fair and square. Back to reality and things not associated with the law. Wood. Tony Smith under a considerable pressure there, showing fine skills, but unfortunately the final touch just missing. Simon Gins. And as the injured mount up, players falling down left, right and centre. This is more like the Alamo than Gay Dawn. More like World War II than 1980. More like Gravesend and Northfleet on a wicked, windy afternoon than Gay Dawn in 1980. In fact, this is more reminiscent when R.J. Billings himself was playing. He used to knock them down with alarming regularity. We get layabout. Looks as though it's the goal scorer, Lee Walton, who suffered that nasty blow to the nose. Anyway, play resumes. John Bullen's feet. Again, a chance for Tony Smith to attack. Again, Andy Billings was the wrong side of his man. Oh, good gracious me. Johnny Bullen beat his man 8 yards out, only to hammer it high over the crossbar. The obvious call for Stephen Billings to return to the front line is growing louder by the minute. That's Keith Ellis from the restart. Bill North. Combination of hacking and tripping there, Tony Smith dispossessed. Alan Stewart knocking it. The ball breaks for a Corinthian throw. Though there was not a cloud to be seen in the sky, the wind has picked up to a vicious level. No doubt your cameraman and commentator are freezing to death. Clyde Billings clearing his lines. Some decision has been given against Mr. Bullen. Mr. Bullen is unappreciative of this, in fact. This game lacking all the finesse that we're used to seeing there. A chance for the Corinthians to break early. Tony Smith putting away John Bullen, who was playfully hacked in the kidneys there. Andy Billings unable to control the ball with, it looks like, Was it Mr. Easton? I'm not sure. Or Mr. Herbert Smith, shadowing him. A fine through ball there. David Tremaine, a chance there. The keeper came out and narrowed the angles well. Ronald Billings knocking the ball behind there, but there was a chance for David Tremaine to put the Corinthians ahead. I think the truth be known, he couldn't really believe his luck. Keeper came out well and foiled the dear boy. This just confirms our worst suspicions that Stephen Billings is in fact in cahoots with a local constabulary. Shock, horror, probe. Anyway. Kevin Wood saving well. Ronald Billings. Chance for David Tremaine to show his terrific speed. Looking to put Johnny Bullen away. To no avail. An offside on that middle. Simon Gins. Yet another one's injured. Looks as though it could be Tony Smith. That knock on his knee again. Keith Rawkin is roaring across to sort the matter out. From the restart. Clive Billings showing his terrific strength. The chance for Johnny Bullen. Carthusians linking well there on this left flank of theirs. So it's Kevin Wood back in possession after pulling off that fine save. Very little to do this afternoon. Andrew Chinnery lacking the finesse in midfield. Ronald Billings explained to the referee how the laws of the game should be interpreted. A fine run there from Cullaby, Mr. Glover. Bill North. Jeff Pride cutting Tremaine out. And Chinnery not giving Tremaine a chance. Al Stewart on the ball. Simon looked at him. The Corinthians, for reasons best known to themselves, slipping back in this game. Well played by Trevor Larkin. Again, a fine kick. Andrew Chinnery knocking it wide there to Tony Smith. Andrew Billings there nipping in front of the keeper, just clipping it over the bar. Something is afoot. Stephen Billings has now been talking to the local constabulary for some 10 minutes. Is there some serious and heinous crime about to be committed? The game some 65 minutes old. Ronald Billings looking to put Tony Smith away.
And again, son.
Tony Smith. Ball breaking out the field. Nobody being particularly prepared to go and get hold of it. Keeper just having those extra inches over Andy Billings there. David Tremaine elbowed out of it. Grant Nudd with the free kick. Andy Billings missing his header there. So what is the great RJ Billings scheming now? Usually the shrewdest tactician in the footballing world. Things not going his way at the moment. His team still drawing 1-1 with the Carthusians. A weak goal kick. Grant Nudd snuffing out that attack. An interesting decision there. Superb play by Ronald Billings. 2 tackles and a magnificent chance. Oh, there, Johnny Bullen just unable to connect with it. David Tremaine dropping in the back of Bullen. Oh, just over the crossbar. That looks such a certain goal. Ronald Billings, the architect of that manoeuvre. He started it, and indeed, he so nearly finished it in the classical style. Bill North. David Tremaine running all the way. And David Tremaine running superbly strongly. Only to be sandwiched out ruthlessly by the Carthusian defenders. So, Ronald Billings on the ball with Tony Smith. A direct free kick just outside the area. A thousand minds working overtime here to scheme. So a little bit of indecision there. And also I think there was an element of encroachment there by the Carthusian defenders. Not going there allotted to 10 yards. A superb back header there by Clive Billings. Trevor Lorking looking to put Tony Smith away. Ronald Billings knocking it in for the second goal. The ball schemed with Trevor Lorkin and Tony Smith on the right flank. Tony Smith looks as though he's taken a knock. The ball broke. Bullen knocked it into Ronald Billings, who chested down and smote it home ruthlessly. And so some 70 minutes into the game. Free kick, Andrew Chinnery judged to have fouled his man. And so the Carthusians are applying straight away from that free kick. 2 goals all. Not sure who scored that. Could well have been. Yes. Looks like that might have been Mr. Easton. Though we're not too sure on that one, let's be honest. A well-taken goal by the Carthusians, striking straight back. What a terrible setback for the Corinthians there. Chance for David Tremaine. Ball breaks through to the keeper. Jerry Schofield knocking it wide. Kevin Wood coming out. Johnny Bullen showing some fine skills. Tony Smith checking inside. Johnny Bullen adamant that that was a handball. The Corinthians lacking so much of the finesse for which they are famous. Tony Smith. Andrew Chinnery on the ball. A superb ball. Chance for Tony Smith to attack the goal. And again, Johnny Bullen with a whole goal to aim at. Heads it high and the ball goes over. I'm glad to see that Stevens sorted out his problem with the local constabulary. He's now able to return to the football field. Well, from an otherwise attacking position, the Corinthians managed to award the Carthusians a corner kick. The generosity of these boys knows no bounds. It must be noted that the Corinthians' heads appear to be dropping. They're depressed by their lack of form. I think yesterday's game took a bit more out of them than they originally anticipated. And this is not the most rewarding game. And the Carthusians have gone 3-2 ahead. The same man, look at Wallaby. Lee Walton, who's knocked that one in, I think. It may even have been Mr. Walton who scored the second. Terrible play by the Corinthians here, so unusual. Second half, some 30 minutes old.
Go on, David, boy, go on. Hold it, Dave.
Andrew Chinnery showing all the character that he normally does, but to no avail in this instance. Mike Doggett leaving it for Jeff Pride. This is real alehouse football. No finesse, no skill, just great big size 79 gumboots. Bill North, a chance for a shot. High over the crossbar. David Tremaine showing a considerable amount of concentration there. Burning straight back to his position on the left flank.
Come on, come on. You're rocking balls, you're too tight on him.
Ball breaking, Lorcan back to Simon Jins. Ball breaks, Tony Smith with a throw. Fine skills by Johnny Bullen. David Tremaine on the ball. David Tremaine, half crossed. A complete lack of organisation in the Corinthian attack. No calling, no organisation. Distressing to view. A little over 10 minutes to go in this game, plus injury time. The Corinthians just holding off and not wishing to tackle or get involved in this game anymore.
Yeah, come on, you've got to let this away. Come on. Win it.
What a glaring error by Clive Billings, who knocked it straight across his own penalty area, sort of thing you do in prep school football, quite honestly. And one of their players sitting in the centre spot couldn't believe the good fortune and slotted it home. Corinthians losing 4-2 now. Again, the ball broke down the Corinthian left flank. It's depressing to watch. People are not attacking the ball never reaching the player. Half-hearted passing, half-hearted tackling. Rarely can there have been such a lacklustre performance by the Corinthian first team. Clive Billings showing some fine skills. In fact, it was his error just a moment ago that allowed the Carthusians to go in for their 4th goal of the game. Yeah, not. Jeff Pride. Clive Billings having a nightmare 5 minutes here in the latter part of the second half. Jeff Pride showing some fine skills under pressure there. Ball going out for a Corinthian throw. Johnny Bullen insistent that was going to be a corner. Indeed, the referee has conceded this point. As we enter the last 5 or 6 minutes of this fixture. Mike Doggett. In fact, there's more interest on the practice pitch at the moment, quite honestly, than on the main pitch. Again, the high ball to no avail. This type of football went out about 40 years ago. I would have thought the Corinthians could have produced more skillful play than that. The Carthusians have shown more character and more determination this second half than the Corinthians. Having had little of the play in the first half, they stuck to their guns, and looks as though the present rate of praise will run out eventual winners, though I could be proved wrong. Jerry Schofield on the ball. Chance of David Tremaine. Carlo Carnos knocking it back. What? Stephen Billings with the penalty. The perfect penalty kick, high and wide. Clive Billings with the free kick. Tony Smith. Sorry about that. And there's 3-2 advantage here. Clive Billings, though, the steel man here, the British steel man, in fact, they've no doubt on strike. And again, the final tackle, Carthusians in and winning the ball. Clive Billings looking to put Gins away. There's no commitment from these players. Grant slow on the tackle there, but winning the ball back. Superb ball from Grant Nudd. Why has he waited till the 85th minute to show his skills? Ronald Billings, a foot, 2 foot off the line with the ball straight at him. In fact, no, I do an injustice. It was John Bullen, who, through dint of his amazing skills, managed to head the ball over the crossbar. The chairman's head bowed in shame at his clubs. He looked up, a wry smile from a seasoned campaigner. The referee calls a halt to the game again, according to the watch in the commentary box. He calls it off early. Still some 3 or 4 minutes to go.